Hey everyone, if you're not actively building the person you promised yourself you'd become, understand this clearly. You are still building someone, just not the version you intended. You're building someone smaller, someone who's mastered the art of settling, someone who lives in the land of almost, almost disciplined, almost confident, almost consistent, almost fulfilled. And here's the dangerous part. This doesn't happen dramatically. Nobody wakes up one day and suddenly realizes they wasted their life. That's not how it works. It happens quietly, incrementally. So small you barely notice. It's the book you didn't read today. The workout you skipped because tomorrow will be better. The difficult conversation you avoided because it felt uncomfortable. The business idea you said you'd work on this weekend. That's now been this weekend for 3 years. See, each decision feels insignificant. Each delay feels harmless. Each excuse sounds reasonable, but they compound. And compounding doesn't just add, it adds with interest. Every broken promise to yourself doesn't stay neutral. It goes negative. Because while you're standing still, time is moving forward. While you're hesitating, life is advancing. And while you're waiting to feel ready, the gap between who you are and who you could be is widening. And here's the truth most people never face. Every time you betray your own word, it gets easier to do it again tomorrow. You're not just repeating a behavior. You're reinforcing an identity. You're training yourself to be someone who doesn't keep their word, especially to themselves. Look, I remember sitting alone one evening in a small apartment, just staring at the TV. I can't even tell you what show was on. That's how meaningless it was. But I do remember the feeling that hit me out of nowhere. I suddenly became aware of all the hours I had spent on that couch, all the nights that disappeared into distraction, all the times I said, "When I have time." And there I was, with time, and I was doing nothing with it. Nothing that mattered, nothing that built the life I said I wanted, nothing that created the person I promised myself I would become. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something most people run from. I felt disgusted with myself. Now listen, most people feel that emotion and immediately shut it down. They change the channel, literally and figuratively. They reach for a distraction, a drink, their phone, noise, anything to avoid sitting with that truth. But I didn't run that night. I sat with it. And here is what I realized. That discomfort wasn't my enemy. That disappointment wasn't trying to break me. It was the truth trying to wake me up. That feeling was life saying, you still have time, but not forever. And this is where people misunderstand distraction. They think distraction is just stealing their time. They think the problem is watching 3 hours of television instead of working on goals. They think the problem is scrolling instead of reading. And that's not the real cost. The real cost is identity. Every hour you spend distracted is an hour you're not becoming, an hour you're giving away to someone else's priorities, someone else's agenda, someone else's vision, while your potential waits, while your promise sits untouched, while the person you know you're capable of being quietly asks, when? And here's the hardest truth of all, guys. The person you promised yourself you'd become isn't a fantasy. It wasn't unrealistic. It wasn't naive. When you made that promise, you were just being honest. You saw your potential clearly. You felt what was possible. You recognized deep down what you were capable of becoming. 2026 is not about chasing more goals. It's about closing the gap between intention and execution. between potential and action, between almost and aligned. Here at Constant Progression, we don't start with motivation. We start with clarity. We identify exactly where you are, what's blocking you, what patterns are holding you back, and what must change now. That's why I always offer professional discovery sessions at no charge. No pressure, no fluff, just clarity, direction, and a forward plan. Because the truth is, you don't need more inspiration. You need focus. You need structure. You need to lock in. And the moment you stop settling is the moment your life starts moving forward again. This is Constant Progression. I'll see you next time.